I did my final marketing analysis on the Coca-Cola brand. So the competitive landscape that I came up with, the existing competitors, the primary competitor is going to be Pepsi, but other existing competitors include Red Bull and Dr. Pepper. New entrants, it's pretty difficult to break into this market considering Coca-Cola and Pepsi Cola pretty much dominate the market. So we don't see many new entrants that often. You'll see offshoots of existing brands, but not completely new entrants. Some substitutes are Brisk, Lipton, Gatorade, Bubbly, and then a null hypothesis could be someone who doesn't drink carbonated drinks, someone who's very health conscious, maybe they only drink water, they don't have access to the product or anywhere to buy the product, or financial barriers. So the target audience for Coca-Cola, they on their website they say they aim to target all ages and types of people. In reality, they have the most potential with the middle class, specifically 18 to 25-year-olds. Looking at mostly active individuals, and like I said, the middle class in general. Some of the unmet needs of this target audience are lower sugar requirement or lower sugar amounts in their drinks, having a greater flavor variety, more options to choose from, and having higher amounts of caffeine to keep up with their active lifestyle. So market size, Coca-Cola currently has about 50% market share on the non-alcoholic carbonated drink industry. They're operational in over 200 countries. Coca-Cola does not distribute directly to the public. They utilize secondary and tertiary channels of distribution, and the company is currently valued at $84 billion. Trends that we've seen in the recent past: in 2019, they had a 8% uptick in revenue. In 2020, like a lot of other businesses, they saw a decrease in their revenue due to the pandemic. Um, the pandemic created this trend of consumers wanting healthier, immune supporting type products because now everyone's so aware of their health. So for a company like Coca-Cola, they really have to start to look and redesign and try and meet that customer need better. Um, oh, they do work to keep their costs as low as possible, so that way through the distribution channels, they're able to keep the prices as low as possible for the consumer while still maintaining somewhat of a profit margin. So this is the SWOT I developed for the Coca-Cola brand. Some of their strengths are they're the number one non-alcoholic beverage company in over 200 countries. They have one of the strongest global distributing chains. They have a diverse product line in their beverages alone, and they have a very recognizable brand identity. Most people, when they see that script writing and the red lettering, they automatically know that it's Coca-Cola. Some of their weaknesses, and most of these they are actively working to remedy at this point, but they do lack sustainable practices in their processing and the packaging that they use. They haven't diversified into other markets yet. So they solely work with non-alcoholic carbonated beverages at this point. Recently they have branched off into alcoholic carbonated beverages, but that's about it. Um, some of their products do have pretty poor nutritional values, which could turn away a certain segment of customers. And they're very water intensive in the processes they use to produce most of their products. Some opportunities for the brand. even though they are already in 200 countries, they could work on expanding into even more, just getting their brand, getting more eyes on their brand. They could increase their advertising for the new, healthier product lines that they're working to develop, expanding into non-drink related markets, so like snacks, other food related products, and developing product lines that are focused on providing health benefits to the consumer. Some threats to the brand, Pepsi, their immediate competitor, launching alternate product lines. So getting to develop a certain snack line before Coca-Cola is able to, then they already have the jump on Coca-Cola. So with expanding into new countries comes with dealing with the policies and the regulations that are in that country. So that's kind of like a barrier to entry when expanding into new areas if they're not able to abide by the regulations and policies in that area. The economic slowdown due to the pandemic, which no one really has control over, and heightened marketing competition with more diversification. So that's just meaning if other companies that directly compete, other than Pepsi, that directly compete with Coca-Cola, are coming out with more diverse product lines in a faster than Coca-Cola is able to. Some areas of sustainable differentiation for them are their aggressive advertising tactics to establish strong product differentiation to consumers. They use about 20% of their total budget every year for advertising alone. They have a very strong brand loyalty amongst their customer basis. They're not willing to compromise the quality of their products, just because it may benefit this or that, or they're also one of the longest standing beverage companies that have been able to maintain the same level of quality in their products and care for their customers. They were founded in 1892 and have been operational for 129 years this year. Some weaknesses, like discussed in the SWOT, they lack sustainable practices, so they rely very heavily on single-use plastics for all of their packaging. Their production process is very water intensive, and all of this just really closes them off to the segment of the market that chooses brands and companies based on their environmental impact and are always looking to be more environmentally conscious. This also gives competitors like PepsiCo a leg up in this customer segment if they're able to adapt their production processes to be more environmentally conscious in a faster manner than Coca-Cola is. And again, little market diversification, only really working with non-alcoholic carbonated beverages, ostracizes a lot of different market segments. So working to just create a more diverse product variety for their customers. So the customer segments I came up with were 15 to 25-year-olds, but up to 40-year-olds. I only included that because that's what it says on their website, but it's primarily 15 to 25-year-olds. They're very receptive to advertising, especially digital forms of advertising, like on social media and such. And they're always looking for new, innovative, or just fun products, like the Share a Coke idea that Coca-Cola came out with a few years ago. I feel like this segment really enjoyed a lot because they would try and find their friends' names and, give them to their friends. And there was just like a fun interactive thing. The middle class is another segment. So they have to be strategic with their purchases because they might not have endless means. So they're always looking to get the most bang for their buck, get the most out of the products that they're buying. And they're also very receptive to promotions. So like a buy one, get one free, or a coupon, something like that. And then those with active lifestyles, I just included, this is mostly like students and large families. So it kind of does overlap with the other two segments, but can stand on its own. So they don't have much time for meal planning and just planning out their nutrition in general. But they do have very high energy requirements. So they're going to need something that's going to be able to give them that little boost of energy that they need without also being too detrimental to